What's up, everybody? We got the Air BnB online now, and we're going to talk through the financing options that helped us make our decisions. All right, Jonah, welcome back to the Banking Bros.
Thanks for having me.
Compound Podcast. And ladies and gentlemen, we're going to talk through a investment project that just went down.
That's right.
So we have access to an Airbnb. It actually is an Airbnb that we can use, and we've officed from there a little bit.
We have.
But we wanted to run through the numbers about what's going on over there. So because we have full access to this place, we know all the specs, and we want to help us think through the best way to pay for this.
That's right. And if you want a little bit more insight or want to see kind of the question that we pose to the social media world, this is on our TikTok actively right now at The Banking Bros. We have a 1-minute video kind of going through it. And then also, I believe it's on our Instagram. Is that right?
It is.
It's on our Instagram as well. It's our latest post. So as of today's recording, it is May 31st. So if that's what, look for the May 31st post, and you'll be able to find it. But we're going to walk through the numbers via podcast here and videocast, just depending on how you're watching, and we'll kind of go through some things. So
yes, so it's a brand new spot for us that we are. I keep saying we have access to. We kind of have a partner over there, so we know all the numbers here, and we want to help us think through the best way to make money. There's a lot of people out there doing short-term rentals. In the last couple of years, it's gotten crazy. I've stayed at a bunch of Airbnbs, probably 2 or 3.
Or Verbo. Is that how you say it? VRBO?
Yeah, Verbo.
Okay.
Vacation rental by owner, Verbo.
Yep.
And that's how they pronounce it in the commercials, right? So this one is in our neck of the woods, hometown, Greenville, South Carolina. We're going to talk through the specs on it a little bit, but it's been online now for 2 weeks as of yesterday.
Cool.
And there's been 1, 2, 3, 4 stays in it so far.
Okay, I see a Monday, Tuesday, a Friday through Sunday, a Monday through Wednesday, and a Friday through Tuesday.
That is pretty good. Yes. So let's talk about this. So it was purchased about 40 to 45 weeks ago. And in our community, we have mill town houses. So mill towns in the southeastern region of the U.S. in several archaic mill communities were places that mills in this area. We had what are they called? Textile mills. Yeah. Textile mills, and they used to put all these houses, build them real quick for these people, pay them almost nothing, and they were working in these crazy, loud, hot, sweaty mills. So it's one of those homes, and it was purchased from the original family, but now the daughters, who are definitely of age, but the daughters controlled it, and it needed a lot of fixing up.
So the asking price was $125,000, if I'm not mistaken.
125.
So,
okay, and the specs on that, hold on real quick. The specs on that, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,600 square feet.
That's right.
So that is a pretty good price, and you can also tell how much fixing up it needed based on that.
Based on the asking price.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. So the question that we posed on the socials was, how should we go about purchasing the property? So we said, obviously, a 10% down payment. And I know there's some, you can get a lower down payment or higher down payment, whatever. But a 10% down payment. Is that the house before?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
This is before shot.
Cool.
Right,
we've got a before shot going on.
Well, maybe
I wonder
have
if we
to put it in
our video cast.
If you're looking at
so you can see it.
Looking at your blog.
But the asking price is $125. So we posed this question: how should we go about it? So should we put down 10%? That's $12,500.
Yep.
Should we? So we had access to about $100,000 of our infinite banking policies, cash values. So we said, do we put all $100,000 down on the house? That would leave us with the mortgage, really inexpensive mortgage, $25,000 mortgage or something, give or take. Or should we do some other combination? I've seen some people on the internet saying, oh, you should put 10% down and then do the rest of the money, the other 90%, actually throw it to the mortgage once you have the mortgage. That'll pay it down real fast, and we just kind of posed it as see what other options would there be, and we've got a lot of good feedback. And again, we've had the post up for just a few hours at this point, but we've got a lot of good feedback. I think we're going to walk through what the people are saying.
Yes. Okay. So let me make sure I get the options right, so we're not confusing people. So option 1 that you posed, Jonah, was you in the video.
Just a down payment, 10% down payment. Okay. $12,500 down payment.
Got it. Option 2 was take all of our cash value out,
which is about $100,000.
Put all that on it, leave us a little mortgage.
Yep, leave us with about a $25,000 mortgage.
Okay, and option 3 is there another option?
Something else, yeah.
Okay, so people are saying things like, I got this one person here.
One of my favorite comments is the person who says, honestly, no idea.
Yeah,
I
honestly, no idea,
appreciate that.
But they're like commenting, and so they want to know. So appreciate you. That person is TJ out there on TikTok. We've got Blasty Blast. I'm generally interested, waiting for the answer. And here's one. We got JN. It's like J New Orleans. Yeah, New Orleans. Okay, he says option 1. It looks like a he out there. Option 1. So option 1 would be to go ahead and do the 10%. Minimum down payment.
Yep. I've got
what do you say to that?
A comment from Sean Ryder on Instagram that also says 10% down. 10% down. And then he gives some other options afterward. He says, once you put it on the Airbnb or VRBO, you'll make income. The income will pay for the mortgage, some other options. But he's saying 10% down.
Okay. So the same thing with this person. I am love kills. It looks like keep the cash on hand, put the 10% down, make the payments with the Airbnb money. Of course, This is an income cash flowing property. Speaking of cash flow, though, there's a leak the night before the first day and basically wiped out all the profits based on Airbnb cash flows.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. So,
I didn't realize that.
Yeah. So, yep. So it was emergency HVAC. Come in there, take care of that stuff. But that's a different question. That's an investment opportunity, but we're still just trying to talk about the purchase price and the best way to make money and finance this deal. So, most people wouldn't realize how powerful, Jonah. Well, let's just get into it. They just don't realize how powerful using cash values is going to become.
Sure.
So we'll back into those other 2 options, but let's tell them the truth first. What happens if we decide to take cash value out and pay cash value on the minimum?
Okay.
So what happens to the fact that we now have plenty of cash value?
Yep.
And we have an opportunity to now leverage money from our policy.
Just to make sure I got it, you're saying we're going to put the down payment down 10%, $12,500. Of course, we're going to take that $12,500 from our infinite banking policies.
That's
our
what
cash
we said
value.
We're going to do. Yeah.
So what people just are not realizing, and I see it over and over again when I talk to people on the phone or in person.
Yep.
This last week, we actually had the opportunity, Brent and I from the Money Multiplier had the opportunity to be in Las Vegas to do a power team event at the White Label Expo. So lots of questions, but one of the things that people aren't realizing is that the cash value is a different pool of money than your premium deposit. So taking $12,500 out of cash value to go ahead and purchase this property does not interrupt the compounding of the premium deposit dollars that we had working for us.
Love it.
So when we take that $12,500 out, which again is the option that most people are saying, we've actually got a part 2 coming for our Airbnb video where we talk about, that's the option that we were going to choose here, is what they're saying. And again, we had to put some money in it to fix it up, right? And we talk about how it was what it was appraised at after it got fixed up. But we talk about the cash on cash return. And the reason that we talk about cash on cash return is because look how much cash we had to take out and put into the deal, and look how much cash we can get out of the deal now. But what people don't realize is that it's on top of the premium deposit dollars, interest, dividends, because that stuff's uninterrupted. We didn't take our money to finance this deal. And so that to me, that's a big safety thing as well, because not all deals work out. I mean, I actually had no idea that there was a leak.
Correct. So we are not going to be able to be in positive cash flow in our
for a while, I guess.
Yeah. So one of these suggestions, which is a great suggestion, which was what we hoped, what anybody would hope who's doing this. But our partner over there who runs the joint said, huge leak. And that wiped out all the current. We had about 5 folks that were staying in the first 6 weeks, 5 weeks, something like that. But it's going to wipe out all of the positive cash flows.
Is that just a month worth of cash flow, or
probably
about a month? Okay.
Yeah, probably. So those things are surprises, but we remember, ladies and gentlemen, our money is not at risk.
But how much worse would it be if it was our money that we lost and now we're not getting it back? You know what I mean?
So Jonah explained it in terms of understanding the financing of it. But let me break it down once again into the 3-cup setup. You've got to remember, ladies and gentlemen, that when one of the easiest, simplest ways that we've broken down what's going on is that your dollars are going into the premiums, which is a completely different pool than the other two we like to talk about, cash value and death benefit. Dividends are on top of that, and Jonah mentioned those as well. So we'll talk about those in a second. But all of the dollars we've placed into premiums, remember, over the course of our entire life of this policy.
That's right.
Right? Or policies. We
Not just this
pull
one
money
deal,
from
right? That's
multiple policies. But we are putting dollars in premium that will continue to be there and grow when we borrow out cash values. Jonah, remind everybody, cash values are coming from where? Are they our money? What is cash value?
Cash value is a prepayment of the death benefit. So therefore, it's coming from the general fund of the insurance company. It's the insurance company's money, not ours.
So one of the things that we've started to say kind of recently, hope we're not confusing you, but if you've been tracking with us for a while, we appreciate you. And I think lots of people actually like binge listen to our stuff or binge watch it, is that when you put dollars in premium, that automatically guarantees you a death benefit. Remember, we're dealing with whole life insurance, and whole life insurance has a guarantee that if you put in $1, they have to pay out a lot of bucks as a death benefit because you have to die. So they got to be ready for that day one. And the cash value is the current equity of the death benefit they have to pay out to you anyway. That's right. Why Jonah said it's a prepayment of the death benefit. You're not dead, but you can leverage the money.
That's right. So, man, I'm just going back to just think about the house here, the Airbnb. I'm just more. I mean, sometimes have you ever had that feeling where it's like, oh, I know this to be true, of course, and so we teach people about it all the time: infinite banking, privatized banking, cash flow, and then you get in a situation like this, or again, I didn't even realize that a month's worth of earnings would be wiped out, and I'm just so thankful that it was cash value as opposed to my money from my bank account. You know 100%. What I mean?
Because there's got to be...
People miss that so
They do, because
often.
they miss... What Nelson Nash talks about in the book is they miss the cost of financing deals. There is a cost to put the deal together. So we're talking about something that specifically needed $60,000... I'm trying to remember. $60,000 worth of upfitting and then $30,000 worth of furniture.
Yep.
That was $90,000 of our monies.
That's right.
That had to be used. So if you're looking to make a mortgage payment of, let's say, $1,000 on something that you know is a shoe-in and a cash flow positive, you've got to realize that you had to finance the whole deal along the way.
Exactly.
And it's going to take a while to recoup all your dollars. You're going to have to cash flow for a while. And if there's a leak, or when there's a leak, night before first move-in, first guest, like, there goes...
It always happens like that, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, Murphy's Law.
Isn't that crazy?
What can't go wrong?
So I've got some other figures on the house here, just so everyone knows. So we got a mortgage. It's about 4.65% interest. It's about a $1,400 mortgage payment.
$1,400. Okay.
Yeah, $1,400 mortgage payment. Now, an average night on Airbnb or VRBO is going to go for about $165 a night. Okay. $165 a night. So one of the fun things that we like to do, and sometimes that I do with people when I'm helping them, like plan out their policy and what they're going to do, is kind of just take that mortgage and divide it. So 1,400 divided by 165 is going to equal 8.48. So what that means is you've got to rent this house out at least 8.48. So let's just round up 9. Let's round up.
Yeah.
So you've got to rent this house out 9 nights out of the month in order to pay for the mortgage. Now you've got the earnings from the Airbnb or VRBO to pay for the mortgage, and you're not having to come out of pocket with it. So again, most months are going to have 30 days, right? So you've got to rent it out less than a third of the time. It's got to be occupied in order to pay for that mortgage.
Right.
In full. So,
and of course there's other expenses and things like that.
Other expenses. So once you go for night number 10 and 11 and 12, now you're paying for the other expenses, 13, 14. Now that's just profit.
Now we're in the profit, which is great because more bookings are coming in.
That's right.
I was just looking at the original booking starting 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. So. And obviously if you're using the property for an investment feature and it's not like the property you're going to live at, your primary goal is to have this thing rented at all times, right? Right. And so really easy to cash flow the short-term rental space with Airbnb and VRBO. Again, as long as you can find the right property, the right deal to get you going.
Yeah.
So.
And did we mention the reappraisal came through after the fixing?
We did.
At $300,000.
$300,000, right?
So we could pull money out of that again if we want. You pay off investors, right?
That's right.
If you have partners, right?
So that's how you figure your cash on cash return as well. It's the down payment. That's what we had to put in, $12,500 versus the reappraisal. Now again, you can factor in expenses, the furniture, and all that stuff if you want to. But when we did it on our video that was going to be posted here shortly, it was the down payment versus the reappraisal price, because that's what we had asked about in the original. So.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we hope you understood what's going on there. That's a little bit about how this situation works when it comes to utilizing cash values to make your investments. Remember, cash values, general fund, prepayment of the death benefits, inside whole life policies is not the investment. That's the guarantee. That is the contract. And what you do with it gives you the opportunity to become your own banker. Remember, if you want to talk to us about starting this for yourself, if you have investment ideas and you want to see, hey, I'm trying to figure out, is infinite banking the right way to be financing my potential investments? We'd love to talk to you and answer your specific questions about getting started with this process for yourself. Let's crack the code to cash flow, everybody. We suggest you save your money, spend somebody else's.